But really, truly, I was asked to truly be here, in a sense, in a different way for you today. And it's not normally something that I do. But personally, you may have specific questions, or you may have things that you want to know. And my goal today is to get those questions answered from point A to point B. And maybe the distractions of the in-between. So personally, I was asked to be here in a different way, where normally it is where Spirit opens up the space for a beautiful collective message to come through that helps one resonate with where they're at. Hey, Bammer. But at this time, I've been asked that there are so many different polarities that people are going through in their own personal sovereignty, that to help them get from point A to point B, they wanted me to open up more of a personal, hey, Angel Eyes, demographic space for you guys to be able to have those Q&As or those questions that you may have about yourself, or about a phase, or about point A to point B, to getting through. Now, I know that there will be a little bit of a collective message as I open up here to the energies, but this is more going to be diving deep. So if you guys have questions that you seek, if you guys have things that you are moving through as we peak, if you have some undesirable, let's just put it, feelings that may be resonating in type of the body that needs specific types of healing or demographics, you know, that's the availability. There is so much wisdom and so much knowledge that pours out into this space, not only spiritually, but in a physical demographic and place. And right now, it doesn't, you're welcome, thank you. Right now, I was asked to open up this space in a different way, just to truly be here for what the collective needs, or what it is that you may be moving through in a limiting space, to help you reprogram or see things in a different perspective or a different way. Nobody said that going through these shifts of these energies are anywhere easy to deal with by any means. We all are moving through different places and different spaces within our sovereignty, within our own realities, but those realities are interconnected and intersected by the collective unity, right? And so it's all really boiling down to a lot of community right now. And so there has been a lot of limiting beliefs. Yeah, of course, it's really a lot of doubt and uncertainty very late, and it's because of the two places and spaces that they are in. And some of us are ahead of those spaces and places and have made what people are referring to the quantum shift, right? But for those that are in between that voided space, and this is some things that took place in the last live, that the voided space is where those quote-unquote wounds, as I'm hearing, will hide, but they're not necessarily wounds. It's a word that we use as a frequency that describes something that needs looked at within you, whether it's a doubt, whether it's a disbelief, whether it's something where you assume that it worked out this way last time, so you're assuming that the way that the energy is going to play out this time is this way. So that's where the self-doubt really comes to play, and you're being asked to sit in a place of peace, and it's hard to be in peace and in trust when there is so many that are in doubt, disbelief, mistrust, and not understanding the reality of their own sovereignty. And it's very easy when you come into the understandings of the frequency of yourself. And a long time ago, in high school, this goes back to my high school days, I had a teacher tell me that if I was where I was supposed to be, doing what I was supposed to be doing, when I was supposed to be doing it, I wouldn't have any problems. And me being the fringe walker that I am, walking on the fringe of those theories, it wasn't that he was telling me that I had to be somewhere at exact time, at exact place. He was really speaking to me through the divine, telling me that there are no coincidences. There are no coincidences in a space of divine synchronicity and divine order. And so maybe some of the places that and the spaces that you're in that are giving you doubts or apprehension are limiting structures within oneself. And those limiting structures are because it happened this way this time, and you think it might happen this way this time. And it's the cause of the mind that really is the matrix, that really is the deprogramming, along with the Fibonacci sequence, is what I'm being told, which is sound, frequency, and vibration, which all has to do with you. And when you assume an energy, when you assume an identity, when you have relationships with things that are of material places and spaces, that put strongholds, or as they're saying to me, they put strongholds or they diminish your sovereign places, your soulful identity. It's an issue. And we all have known, thank you so much, that we're coming back to the very existence of the thing that we are. And you are learning how much the release of what you thought you would control or could control. And I'm going to break that down because they're asking me to break it down to help you understand. So when you assume an identity, when you assume an energy, thank you so much, Alexandria, and you think that you know how that's going to go, you're already controlling how your reality is going to go. And the mind is the matrix. The mind is what is going to play upon the energies on you. Now, how does that work? Well, it works in demographics of frequency, synchronicities, all these different things. And of course, we can call it peoples that have no souls, people that are used as windows, frequencies, all of this, all of our experiences, all of those things. I missed you too. I was thinking about you the last week, to be honest with you, Deb. But when you're in a place of that space, of that assumption, then you've already controlled the outcome for your personal reality, rather than leaning into the trust and the feeling between you and your team, or you and the divine. And so a lot of you have been shifted into what we call a new dimensional frequency, which is really, really getting you into synchronicity with oneself, with where the higher authority, with where the higher sovereignty, the knowing thyself to be true, has really, really given you a foundation of the what you are, not who, based upon the sovereign nation of the 12 tribes. And so when you come into the existence of the wholeness of many understandings, that first and foremost, of course, part of the awakening process is remembering. It's not your awakening, you're remembering. You're remembering the what, not the who, not the things that you have given consensus to in past places and past spaces, but the things that have always led you through these eternal places. And so the deepening of your destiny, your purpose, the doubt, the disbelief is all going to be shown to you physically in vibration now, as you seek for these new opportunities without doubt, without hesitation, with learning just to be. And when you are in the moment of the peace and the presence of the being that you truly are, there's no resistance. It's only surrenderance. But to move through the energy on a human construct in this basis of density in reality gets many stuck, because there are many spiritual traps. There are many identity layers. There are many hesitators. There are many disbelievers. There are many, many different dimensional realities within one time frame, in one timeline. And now you guys think you're stuck, but you're in the middle of the line, because we were in one, and now the split has begun to the two. And a lot of people thought the split happened a little while ago, but that was the energy that was wild, that was splitting those two things apart. So then you had another identity shift. And I've always said that the collective's issue is a spiritual identity loss. And when you have the spiritual identity loss that you do, coming from distorted backgrounds, or what you thought you were supposed to do, or things that you didn't even realize generationally were imprinted inside of you, and the understanding of the master that you truly are in the Christ being that you came here to reawaken again, to raise the vibration from 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, for as high as we can continue to lift one in unison, to create a better unity of vibration on the Christ consciousness waveform of frequency. Who doesn't want that for themselves, or the generation, or for someone else, right? So in those places and in those spaces, you have to undo the intertwinings in you. One of the biggest things that I moved through, probably in my teens to about my 30s, was money was the root of all evil, because that had been deeply programmed and deeply ingrained with me in my vibration and frequency of alignment, of doubt and hesitation, of surrenderance and of worthiness, and what that meant was all messed up. It was a grind all the time. It was this, it was that. It was a constant battle, which I know you two have been through those spaces and places too. When you understand the doubt, the hesitation, the assumption, the frequency, the vibration, you can dismantle it within yourself. And that dismantling comes out in so many different ways. You're going to feel the energy first, physically. Then you're going to embody the energy, because you're going to have different perspectives, different layers, different shifts, different naysayers, different doubts, different beliefs. And then you shift into the embodiment of the understanding of what it was that was programmed upon you to keep you in a stronghold, to keep you in demanding of that frequency, and realizing how in many different ways you have been a slave to a consignment of an agreement that you have placed yourself in. And now you're saying, I don't agree anymore. I don't agree to this, and I don't believe this anymore. Now I believe this. Now I used to see. Where you are blind, you now see. And trust me, there are going to be many that misunderstand you, that doubt you, that do not know what is truly under the hood, because it's God-given, God-driven, and it's from above. There's no explanation for it. And the more that you try to understand it, and the more that you try to, or not understand it and ignore it, the more it's going to push you into realities to understand your sacred divinity. Whatever the universal layer needs to do for your soul growth, to understand the different layers of you. Thank you. And this is a pieces and structures and all of these things that need to be removed. That's what's going on. Now, the bigger thing that people are talking about with this big shift of energy, this big upheaval of energy, I want you to understand and know that it's a sacred divinity of the divine's clock in modern orchestration. Okay, and it's a frequency and vibration that comes from the different planetary alignments that you are on consignment with in a blue programming type of way, in a blueprint type of way, because of the things that you came to do. Now, that doesn't mean that all those things that are written in that chart are going to have these certain types of effects on you. But you have to understand the deeper layers of the astrological layers of the universal clock. And so what's happening right now, and what you guys are hearing about, are these big energy shifts that are concurring. They're concurring because of the planetary shifts. The poles are shifting. It's a long time ago, I saw what was going to come into the atmosphere and what was going to switch poles into different shifts, into different rifts, after I had vision of the time-space continuum being ripped away 3 years ago. And now I understand that it's this Atlas thing, because if you watch the trajectory of the Atlas thing, it's moving in a trajectory of north to south, while everything else is moving here east to west. It's on a linear plane here, while this thing's moving like this. So those things are affecting the energies of the solar cycles, of the frequency, of the attunement, of the life cycles of the planets now in our existence. And good morning to you. And this is where you're understanding these rips. So we do have Pluto that's coming out of retrograde. It's big. It's been in there since May. So a lot of you are like, yeah, I'm done with this shadow phase. I'm into this new phase, this new birth, right? Is what this renewed energy is, what everybody's talking about. The way you look for something new, the way that you are in tune with yourself and with everything else around you is the wholeness of oneself. And in that vibration, you are not to be in hesitation. The things that don't make sense that you're being pushed to do, that's what you're supposed to do. The thing that sits here and goes, I don't like that. No, that's not it. But when you feel this push to do something that you don't understand what to do it anyway, because that is your team leading you into a higher space of trust, of no doubt, of being able to see the between the seams of the different realities and the things that can be subjects to be obstacles in your realities. And so your team is so devoted to your being, right? Your team is so devoted to your soul's growth. They are not going to put you in any situation that you cannot live through, that will not have some type of adapt to your soul's growth that you needed to know thyself, to come and complete the destiny that maybe they couldn't do. Maybe that's why they picked you. Maybe they saw something inside of you that you couldn't see in that time and space and reality, but yet they had a contract with you because they saw something in you that maybe they couldn't complete within your destiny, in your ancestry, in your lineage. And so they were like, yo, this takes me back to that Chosen One's transcription I received a long time ago. I have it nowhere. I have it. It's not here with me at all. But it was like, hold on. Let me see if they'll bring it back up. In a part of that transmission that I received back in 2019, it's very old. It was talking about the chosen ones, and it was like, I nor you would have chosen this type of existence, this type of life, but you were handpicked by the divine, because the divine in the universe said, here, this one right here will have the grit, will have the gut, will have the heart, will have the courage, will have the perseverance, will have the connection in reflection to the divine's existence of what was supposed to be in this reality versus what was taken from the generations before thee, is what was just said. That is not how that transmission went, but it's around about the same way. And so there are things that you can't even see within yourself that you need a mirror. You need someone to tell you. You need someone to be there and go, yep, I see that. Yep, I see that. Yep, I see that. And when they're able to see those things in the in-between, you get confirmation, you get divine synchronicity. You then move without doubt, without hesitation, because you're then in that space of understanding the vibration of what you were feeling versus what was playing, versus how spirit was moving you into that alignment for that to be in you. You're realizing this trine in Pluto is big. So the reason why Pluto coming out of retrograde, the 13th to the 14th, is so incredibly big is because it's creating a trine in the shift with Libra and Mercury. So there's gonna be communication, there's gonna be insight, there's gonna be what we call a opening shift, because Pluto is such a shadow, and it's been in Neptune for so long that it's all been about the spiritual shadow, the spiritual identity loss, what you thought you were versus truly what you are in Christ being, in Christ consciousness. And there's been a huge heart opening within the collective, a huge heart-centered opening. And so there's been this space where you're in this void where you're like, okay, I'm kind of unsure about this new voyage, but yet I just feel like I gotta do this. One of my most famous hoodies that I sell on Four Corners Healing is a statement that Spirit gave me. And it literally says the formula to life. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. And that is that push, that nudge, that I've got to go, I've got to trust. I don't understand this, neither do you, but I'm telling you that this is the full heart-centeredness of the vibration of the follow-through. And so when you feel those things in your gut that go like this, that's the misalignment. But when you feel those things in your heart that go, I don't understand this, but I just got to do this, that's what you need to trust. Spirit is opening you up to the heart-centeredness rather than assuming the vibration of what you actually are consuming. So it goes back to the agreements, the circumstances in which you once put yourself in, or whatever that was in your own paradigm, because it's going to show up exactly how your soul needs it for you to get the growth to level up, is what was just said to me. So you are in many different soulful elevations is what they're giving me right now. So you're going to feel a lot in the solar plexus. You're going to feel, women, you are going to feel a lot in the womb, in your hips, in your legs, in your feet, as the divine feminine rises in you. This is no joke. I've been going for this for 3 days, and I've been in places with meditation going, what is this heaviness in my hips, right? And what's in the heaviness in my legs? Because there's no reason for me to be in that type of vibration, right? All the trauma, all of the vibrations, even in a collective unison that's been stored in the womb, in the hips, in the thighs, in the feet, is what you're expelling out of your body. Saturn has a lot to do with that too, with the triangle in Libra in vibration, and it's really getting you out of doubt and hesitation and figuring out how to conform these things into your reality. It is baby steps. You have been in places of expectation with hesitation. So what that means is you're expecting something to happen, but then you take the power back by being in a state of disbelief or distrust, because all of a sudden you were in this high energy, and then all of a sudden this bill came in, this thing happened, that thing happened, this thing happened, and boom, what happened to your emotional stability? Guess what frequency you assumed? Doubt, hesitation, not understanding the vibration, confusion. What am I going to do? Where is this going to come from? So you assume the energy. You don't think that that's divinely played out to keep you in a place of emotional stability and peace because you're getting into alignment? You got to look at your feet, guys. You have to understand the energies and how they play, and this is the higher divinity in a very sacred way. Right? So as soon as you have something that's in that vibration that you're feeling good, you're in peace, you're in alignment, you know you're here, and then something happens, that's for your soul level's growth. It's not demonic. It's not restitution. I don't know what that means. I guess maybe like you gotta pay a restitution. I'm not sure. But, you were in a place, they cut me off completely. You're in a place and in a space then where then you're in doubt, you're in hesitation, misalignment because of that layer of frequency that happened. It's divinely playing out for your soul levels of growth. And that's why breath work, grounding, meditation are very important. I have a lot of people that can't even get into grounding or meditation because they can't still their mind or their emotions. What do I teach them? Bam, go to breath work immediately, because that breath work is going to be way easier to help you deal with the emotions that are happening in that very instant when you have that issue, that doubt, that hesitation come in, and then you can get into grounding meditation. Because if you're not in emotional stability, you're not going to have the clarity, you're not going to understand the way to go or what to supersede or how the divinity is leading you in your vibration, because you're in emotional disbelief or an emotional layer. So this is the real deal of how you have to get into alignment of moving through these energies and understanding that when you're manifesting something and when you're manifesting on a large scale, you don't need to necessarily put all of that time, energy, and effort into the manifestation. Mind your manners, mind your peace, mind your own energy, because it's already in that reality. That's why you can feel that vibration of that manifestation in your body, or you have that thought, or you have that idea, or you have that intuition, is because in another time frame, in another timeline, in another frequency, in another vibration, that's actually happening in an internal existence in simultaneous layers. So then therefore you're trying to get yourself in alignment with it, and you're manifesting it, and you're putting all your time, energy, and effort into it, when you should be putting your time, energy, and effort into yourself of emotional stability and being in peace and being in clarity. But what happens is we think we have to manifest everything, but that blueprint, that intuition, that thing that's being played on your heart to do is already in alignment for you, because it's already playing out in another time frame, in another dimensional frequency that you're trying to align to. Why do you think the divine's placing it upon you? Why do you think your spirit team is making it so heavy on you? Because they already know that that's part of your dream, that's part of your destiny. They already know what's going to go down for you. So they're trying to tell you, quit trying to manifest what it is that you're wanting, and sit in the vibration without doubt, without cause, without hesitation, without some type of energy bringing you distortion or penetration. And so this is where you are moving from point A to point B, but this is what you're learning about yourself, is the divine intuition, the house of prophetic, the house of wisdom, the house of seership, the house of knowledge, the house of understanding how your reality plays out for you in this external realm of financial and abundant layers of boundless opportunities. But what's happened is you've paid too much attention to the vibration outside yourself, trying to pull that thing in. Oh, I got to manifest this. Oh, I got to manifest this. I got to be in this ritual. I got to be in that. No, be in self, be in emotional health, be in peace, be in sovereignty. Work with your sacred divinity of energy in knowing what's happening to that vibration within yourself and without of yourself. So as soon as you sit there and cause that doubt, confusion, hesitation, you put yourself in a different timeline. And it used to kind of be like this, where you intertwine them kind of easily between those two. You put yourself in a different timeline, and it used to kind of be like this, where you intertwine them kind of easily between those two timelines, because we split, right? Well, what's happened now is it's like a whole ass jump to have to go back to that. Look, now I got an unstable connection. Literally, there was, I think it was 2 weeks ago, right? I felt this desire, right? I felt this heavy desire to do something that I had done already. And it wasn't a negative thing. It was just a desire that I felt like I needed to do. And so I got smacked backwards 360 to only get smacked forwards 360 again in the energy speaking. Because I needed to see something. Not because I didn't believe something, but I needed to see something. And so when I was smacked backwards to be smacked forwards again, I understood the vibration of what was happening. Hi, Max. I understood the vibration of what was happening. And so then they started working me through these layers to help you understand what's going on in your own personal realm, so that I can help you get from point A to point B without you tearing yourself apart with self-doubt and uncertainty, with you being able to do it with sovereignty. So the moment that you have this thing that's placed on your heart, and you're in that moment of that boom, that heaviness of that drop of that blueprint, that voice, that intuition, that thing being placed on your heart, yes, run with the energy, go with it, feel the vibration, intentionalize it. Now, when it's not there and it leaves, let it leave your vibration. Let it go naturally. Just let it go. Then, what's going to occur? No bullshit. No bullshit. There is going to be what people call a spiritual test. But it is not a test. It is not for you to go, oh, this is bad, or oh, this is good. Because right now the collective energy is, this is negative, this is good, this is bad, this is this is that, this is this. It's all identifying with something. Don't identify with anything. You are coming to 0 point of existence in your personal reality. Because we are even moving away from the vibration of good, bad, it's this or that. We're coming into a limitless understanding of vibration and what truly exists. So anything that is in disharmony, doubt, confusion is going to be moved away. Alright? But when you're in that shift of that energy and you feel that, allow it to ride, let the wave go, okay? Then they're giving you that because it's the blueprint of what is going to happen, where you are in another timeline, in another time frame where that is existing already. Then you vibrate in peace, serenity, knowing. But as soon as that thing comes in, all right, you got to get to emotional stability. This is why the realizations or the tower moments or the emotional shifts that you have happened so quickly, rather than sitting in it for 3 to 5 days. Then it went down to 2 days. Then it went to 24 hours. Then it went into a small phase. Then it went into 5 hours. Then it went into an hour. Then it went, hey, what's up, Brian? Then it went into 10 minutes. Then it went into 5 minutes. Then it went into 0 point because you're in a place of observation, because the emotional layers within you are not distorting the resolution of the truth of what's happening in the vibration. There was a while ago that I continued to work with mentees through this place, and I was like, yes, because you have to remember, we always say this side, then the truth, but there's even more to that because there's actually 4 sides. Okay, there's 4 sides. Let me break this down to you, okay? So then you've got this person's perspective, the truth, but you've got the overall perspective, right? So within those 2 perspectives here that you actually have a higher perspective and a lower dimensional perspective. Within this person over here, you have a higher perspective and a lower dimensional perspective. It's your job to see the overall objective of the entire layer. So you're actually looking at something in a 6-sided dimensional layer rather than a 2-dimensional layer or a 4-dimensional layer. You're able to see it on a 6-dimensional layer. Here, the truth, the point of view of the divine, and understanding the higher vibration, the lower vibration, the higher vibration, the lower vibration, and being able to see the egotistical layers within the seams, within one sovereignty. It's the divine unison of the Christ within. It is the masculine and the feminine. It's the twin flame journey within your own body, within your own sovereignty. There's never been a twin flame journey outside of yourself. I hate to break that to you. It's all been about self. It's all been about the masculine and the feminine energy within. Okay, there's not that's a spiritual trap. The twin flame journey, the running, the chasing, the rat, the cat, the mouse, the dog, all of that's all a spiritual identity to get you into a wrap-up formulation. So you're always chasing something rather than being here in your own divinity and sovereignty and learning your God vibration. Okay, and so that is what you're doing now, is that pairing of that snake, okay, within oneself. And you are in places and shapes right now, okay, where you are coming into this peace, this no doubt, no disbelief, no hesitation. All right. This is where, sorry, somebody just made a donation and they had a funny question. So, in that vibration, this is where that stems from. It stems from a generational thing, but you have this thing, whatever that thing is that you're here to do, that you're ensuing. But right now, you're trying to pull in this new. And the new vibration, you can feel it within you. That's why you're like, I feel something, some opportunity, something. Well, when they say that there's an opportunity or there's a message coming in or whatever that is, I want you to know that most of the time you guys create the opportunity yourselves, because you're the ones turning the wheel of the energy that allows that frequency and vibration to come into your sovereign nation to allow you to do what it is that you were, quote unquote, aligning yourself to do within vibration. when you study quantum physics, you already know that everything is based upon frequency, right? So it's taken you a long time to understand the higher mind of the higher frequency and the vibratory aspects that you're trying to get to. And it's through many different paradigm shifts, many different stages. It's layers. It's, you know how they the spiral of life, right? Those are actually steps, the ladder, the steps to Christ consciousness. They show me like one of the beautiful old Mayan temples or the Aztec temples, the steps to the temple, right? Those steps are different steps within thyself, okay? That's vibrating to the higher self of coexistence. And it does start within oneself. And we had this beautiful couple that came to us not too long ago. And so those that don't know, I am the founder and owner of Womb of the Ancient Sun and the owner of Four Corners Healing LLC. Womb of the Ancient Sun is where all of the certificates, all of the things that we certify people in between Armed and Anointed, the House of Intuition, the House of the Prophetic, the Egyptian Shahim Reiki, and there's going to be a few other, there's the Shamanic Energy Healing and Practice certification as well that comes into that vibration over there. But over at Four Corners Healing is where all of the products that we have and all of the healing sessions that we have, we do work locally. So if you're in the Boise, Idaho area, we do work locally. We will see you at a big Unity event on October the 25th. It's the Vitality event that's coming up on October 25th, but we'll be out there. For any of those that are looking to, you know, connect or get a hold of me or see in, thank you for the confirmation, in vibration of maybe what it is that you need to help you get from point A to point B. So right now I want you to understand, I have really old, like you should see look at my markings. They're gorgeous. So I have these beautiful streaks. Yeah. And those are all natural. Like people think I dye my native hair, but no, those streaks are all, look, isn't it gorgeous? Those are all naturally born and given. So when you guys are in these places, in these spaces, this is one thing that I do with people. This is a part of my destiny, is I create a place of stability. I create a place of understanding. I create a place of safety and vulnerability. And I also create transformation, because we understand that when you come into somebody that is in the vibratory sequence of Christ consciousness and knowledge and wisdom and being able to get somebody from point A to point B, we understand and know that that is not necessarily them. It's their knowledge, their wisdom, but it's also the divine speaking through them. So the divine with my life and the way that it's always worked in my life since I was a little girl is the divine will always give you exactly what you need, and they're going to show up, but you don't necessarily understand that vibration at that point in time. The other thing about the Christ vibration, when you come into unison with somebody who carries the anointing of the Christ vibration, you're going to be able to understand the language that they're speaking. You're going to be able to get where you need to be, because the divine only helps you succeed and helps you get from point A to point B. When you come into somebody who just speaks about God and speaks about the divine, not a true mouthpiece for the divine, you'll see the energy is very different. They will tell you things that go on, but they can't get you from point A to point B. They don't have the knowledgeable wisdom or the knowledgeable experience to help you get through those rifts of understanding the different glyphs of what you're going through. So the different images, the different realities, the different, places and spaces that you have put yourself in. So when you come into somebody who has the existence of the embodiment of Christ consciousness, they not only tell you what's going on in your reality, but they also show you how to get from point A to point B. They carry your flag with you. They actually help you through that entire experience. And so a lot of people, though, that just speak about the divine and speak about Sophia and speak about God, come from a place of being able to see things and see the obstacles and past, present, future, but they don't help you get from that point to that point. So when the divine helps you get from point A to point B, you're realizing that that's something that you needed. It's like this little like glove that's carrying you through that space, you know, from those places above. But when you come into somebody who just tells you what's going on, but not how to get through that, or the obstacles that may come up, or the patterns on a human level, on an interstellar energetic quantum level, and on a grounded ancestral level, then it's more difficult for you to get through that shift and that rift. Okay? So I understand exactly what you're saying, but I kind of wanted to describe to you the difference in what we call spirituality, of somebody who just speaks about God, but somebody who truly carries the imprint is going to be able to see all the different rifts, all the different glyphs, all the different obstacles of your personal blueprint, and help you get to point A to point B. Most people refer to me as a prophetic or shaman, but I don't claim any identity, because I only claim that I am what you think I am. I am everything, and everything is me. But what it is that you project that I am on your own personal reality is a mirrored aspect of yourself within your vibration, within your blueprint. So then, therefore, whether it's a negative place, as we call it, or a positive space, you're only seeing a mere reflection of yourself in existence that you yet haven't understood to fall into or be, is the best way that I can say that. So the mirroring aspect, or the truth, or the ping that you're feeling in your belly or in your heart sensation, it's because there's a connectivity and frequency and vibration that goes, that's it. That's what I've been looking for. That's what I've been missing. This is that truth of vibration in which you already are, which you have come into alignment with. Most people, when I get to be on live, they come into existence with me, and then boom, their reality shifts the next 3 days. Their reality shifts the next 3 days. Because that perspective shift, or that activation in which your soul and your higher vibration needed to help intertwine with the human layer of yourself, is truly divine. But that's the understandings that happen. So it wouldn't surprise me, not only because of Pluto being trine Saturn, Mercury, and Libra, you're going to also have many perspective shifts after this live. And if there's parts and pieces that you've missed, I always put those lives up on YouTube for you guys to go and rewatch and look into. And I do have member only videos over there that are very specific to that place and that space as well. All right, here we go. I do have a couple people who have donated, so they are in need of some things. Let's see here. My left ear right away is burning and pinging for you, Miss Geegan. There's a higher vibration and sensation that you're kind of meeting with a quiet hesitation. All right, give me a minute, because this is something that's new to you in your vibration, and I don't mean it's new to you that you've never understood it. It's new to you in your vibration that you haven't fully come into a wholeness of connection with it. You've had feelings of it being around, but you didn't necessarily know what it was in your vibration. This is a higher order of communication. And when that comes in on my left ear vibration, it's because they're pushing you into a place. What they're showing me right now is that they're hitting you in your creative space. So this energy is actually opening up to you in multiple different ways, your creative ways. So there's many different types or ways creative energy comes out, but they're not showing me this creative energy coming out with you doing something with your hands. It's your overall energy, your overall body and existence here. So this creative energy is not, you're trying to figure out how you're going to do something, not the why behind it, but the how. This energy and vibration is opening up to your salvation on the how, which is part of your destiny placement, is what they're saying to me. It is a female vibration. You have mistaken it for masculine. over the past week, a very soft type of masculine energy. But if you actually look into that vibration, it is more of a feminine orchestration of frequency that is coming around you right now in this existence plane. This is something with the chakra system, the energy work, but this is something with that on a quantum level of extreme where you're working with specific dynamics of horses here. This energy is also leading you into places and spaces of giving you different vibrations of having your own place, having your own barn, having your own rescue, having a place, having a farm that you can do this type of energy work or schooling or something. So a long time ago, there was something that came up about training people to work energetically on horses, and somebody gave this idea to you because it was like they wanted to do this too, or do this, whatever this was, about communication in this vibration. And then that was actually the divine speaking to you and giving you an imprint or an image or a feeling for quite some time of something that you're moving into vibration with. So it's a energy shift here for you where now you have taken on the imprint, and this opened up inside of you. This opened up something inside of you. And so this is the female energy that's leading you into that vibration where then you started to get vision and implantation is the word that she said, of different frequencies and vibrations of how to do this or what to do with it or how you would pursue something like that. So there's a lot of imagery that's going on, and there's a lot of communication in my headspace back and forth that's going on. You already know the why. It's the little places and spaces of the how that's coming through. And this feminine vibration is leading you. This is also how they're showing me that somewhere along this line you're going to meet a masculine in that energy. It's almost like you're calling a masculine vibration towards you, other than the fact of physically supporting you, right? Being able to physically help you build that vision is what they're giving me within your own prism. So this is why you feel the masculine vibration coming towards you, is because they're bringing a masculine vibration towards you to help you build the physical places and spaces of the blueprint that God's giving you. That was big. All right. Now, that's something that's been vibrating in, they're telling me right now there's a relief in the sacral energy as I was able to speak that through you to your layers, because this is where this energy felt heavy or felt stuck, and you felt something coming up, but it was stuck in between the sacral and the solar plexus. It's like this, I just feel this heaviness that was right there, and I just felt this heaviness just lift, and that tells me that this is some type of form of creation and vibration that was bubbling up. It was interceding inside of you, but I think that you thought it necessarily wasn't your place or your space to do something like that, but there's more to that than you understand right now. Okay, cool. Thank you, Shar. Okay. So there's been this space where there's been kind of like this embracement, but now there's kind of been like I don't want to say separation, but there's been an energetic discord is the best way that I can say this in vibration. And it's because of the energy of the planetary alignment. They're telling me right now, Shar, this man was placed into your life to show you that you are lovable, and now teaching you how you truly want to be loved. Because this was a very loving vibration, and there were pieces and parts of you that you thought were not lovable, or that couldn't be loved, or weren't valued. And this masculine energy has valued those places and spaces inside of you that has helped build the confidence layers as a feminine vibration within you. But there was some type of distortion here too. And the distortion was something, what's going on, body and soul? How are you, beauty? And there was this energetic kind of it's like it's here. It's not like it's far apart, but it's like it's here. And there's this kind of pull apart in this vibration now. And it's because it's having you look at different things, and they're having, it's like a tree that I started to draw, this foundation, this trunk, and this tree that I started to draw. This is another layer of you, like reconciliation. So there will be a reconciliation vibration here between you two, but there's been doubt or hesitation and miscommunication here, and a lot of this had to do with the planets that affect you and him in vibration, but it's also given you a place and a space here for you to redetermine what you truly want in a intimate connection, vibration, and relationship. Because they're telling me that you're having a hard time relating now because of this energetic space in between at the seams. I really feel like this energy was truly here to help you, show you that you truly are lovable, and the places and the spaces that you truly should value yourself as a being, as a divine feminine, as a Christ consciousness being. There is a very loving vibration here of them making me feel like I'm really loving myself. It was really easy for me to love myself, but it was really hard for me to like myself. I told my husband a long time ago, actually, I still tell him this to this day. I was like, bro, I fucking like you. I like you. I like you a lot. And coming from a feminine vibration, because we can love a lot and we can love unconditionally a lot. But for us to really like someone, where there is no aspect about that energy that truly bothers our being or brings us any type of doubt or hesitation or uncomfortability, okay, that's a complete and utter different vibration. And that's what you're looking for here. It's like, yeah, I can totally love this dude and be in love with this man and have a great life, but can I really deal with all this energy or these emotional dislikes or these emotional questions? And that's where it's getting you to redefine what you truly like within you, what you truly like and value within your own vibration, to be able to truly like and value another human in vibration. And so this is huge for you right now, because it's seeing and showing you how love, or what an intimate partner and relationship really is, versus the way you had painted it to be in your reality. When you truly come into alignment with another frequency and vibration, there's no doubt, there's no mistrust, there's no questioning, there's no nothing. There's only peace, fun, love, joy. Truly in that vibration, there's really truly communication and understanding there in that vibration. And now my husband says it to me all the time. He's like, I fucking like you, chick. Like, seriously, after 3.5 fucking years of eating, sleeping, and breathing this man in vibration, there is nothing that I do not like. There's nothing. You know, I don't like, you know, this, there's nothing. There's nothing. The way he chooses fucking apples, the way he does this, the way he does, those are all pet peeves or things within your own vibration that you don't like about yourself. And when you truly come into existence of vibration of not only loving yourself, which means giving yourself the space, the time, the things you need first, without doubt, without hesitation, you come into a like vibration. And so for a very long time, I didn't know that I was learning to like myself. I loved myself. I loved the fuck out of myself, but I didn't like myself. There were parts about my vibration that were distorted. The way that I thought about things, the way I thought about myself, the way I thought about life, the way I thought about other people maybe in my vibration was truly distorted because I didn't like myself. So when you understand the vibrations of that external existence and resistance that you're moving through, it's showing you this big shift within inside of you going, I really like myself now. I like the way I move. I like the way I do things. I like the way I see things. It has nothing to do with the way you look, by the way. It has nothing to do with the way you look. Oh, I like the way my hair is. I like the way my smile is. I like the way I wear this. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the deepening layers of really liking your personal vibration, why you move the way you move, how you move the way you move, your connection and your layers to oneself. And when you get to a place of authenticity within loving yourself and truly liking yourself, you are unshakable. That's why. So like, this is one of the old Taurus hoodies that we used to have, and on the back of it, I'm going to show it to you. On the back of it, it says the Earthly Empress, right? And that's what Taurus used to be. It used to be called the Earthly Empress. But now they had me rename Taurus as the Unshakable One, because when you are no longer distorted within your own view about what it is within you that needs that type of love or needs that type of energy in connection and vibration to the wholeness, then you understand that you are no longer seeking anything outside of you. You are commanding the energy because of the authenticity and the frequency that you derive within. But you're also to see why you do what you do, why you need what you need. You love and like everything about you. There is not, it's God's story. I mean, it's your story, right? But it's God's glory, and because it's done through the eyes of the universe, right? It's done through the eyes of the universe. And it is about you. You are this divine replication of this bountiful layer of the divine feminine and masculine archetypes. But when you don't like things about you, you come into existence of understanding why you disliked or hated things outside of you, or why this person bothered your vibration. It was because your own self was in distortion and not in illumination. So it's a tree of life. It's the way that you see, the way that you project your personal reality. It is the matriarch. It is the hierarchy. It is the alchemy. It is the divine unison of one's vibration in peace and harmony. And there are still processes in which you are distilling in this vibration. And what I mean by that is this masculine was presented to you in your life to show you where you didn't like yourself but you were likable, to show you where you didn't trust yourself but you should trust yourself, to show you where you didn't love yourself but you really should love yourself, because the only way that your team could get you to believe these things in authenticity about you was to send another vibration to you to show you. And now you're going, okay, but this isn't necessarily what I thought I wanted. I don't know. How do I go about this? And so now this mirroring aspect is coming into reflection with this counterpart and this energy that's kind of emotionally distorted. Well, that's because within yourself, you need to fix the distortion of the belief and the love and the liking, those things that, those quirks you think are stupid about you. They are places and spaces that are beautiful characteristics of your soul's identity that you may not like about yourself, but I'm telling you, those are the things that these souls see to help you understand the love and the vibration and the likeness about yourself. And so this has really challenged you, because there were a lot of things that you necessarily, I'm laughing because it's cute, because I've been through this vibration and this distortion, and it's not a laughing matter, but the energy is so cute, because there's these little quirks that you have, that you do, that you don't even necessarily like about you, but this man likes about you. And you're like, hold on a second, wait a minute. You're telling me that this is okay, that this is likable, that this is right, this is where I'm supposed to be? And you're a mess, because it gets you to question what you like within yourself, but it's also giving you things outside of yourself going, wait a minute, I don't like that, I don't like that, I don't like that, because it's you, boo. It's may not be the exact same thing, but you can't tell me that the energy is any different within your own vibration and cultivation. I'm sorry, I love this for you, and I love your soul learning this. I really do, because this is really the last piece within yourself here that you are searching for, that's helping you really come into alignment of that true divine unionship and counterpart. And I'm not saying this man is not it. What I'm saying is you've got to fix this rift and understand what he's teaching you and what the divine is teaching you through this man at this time. It was just so cute because they showed me these little quirky things that you're doing, right? Or maybe like the way your hair looks, or the way you stumble out of bed, or the way you do this, or the way you drop shit, or the way that you're clumsy, or the way that you're this. And this dude is like laughing and admiring these little ticks, they're saying, about yourself, but these are things that you just do not like about yourself, and they're trying to get you to understand this distorted measure that you have in vibration about yourself. It's like, yo, this is what makes Shar in this blueprint of this frequency, the funniness, the quirks, the attributes, the sovereignty. And so it's like, there's these things that you didn't like about yourself in distortion, but this man is like, I like that, I like that, I like that. And you're like, I don't like this, I don't know if I like this. And then you're nitpicking at things that you don't like about him. And so it's like this distortion vibration. Well, it's teaching you about yourself on a higher vibration. That's just so cute. See, it's this place that you get to when things don't energetically go your way. You put yourself in a place of doubt, hesitation, and distortion, because it's showing you what true love, what true unison vibration is, not just what the painted picture of love is. But when you get to these places that make you doubt yourself or confuse yourself in this love vibration, dude, all bets out the fucking door for you, Shar. You're a mess, because you don't look at at what it's teaching you and define it. You just go back to this little kid space like, nope, fuck this. And that's what you do. You're like, I don't like this. I don't like myself. You know, and then you start kibitzing about yourself is what they're telling me. So then you start kibitzing about yourself in this reality, and then you're kibitzing. And then you just have to sit with yourself, and you're like, I'm sick of my own shit. Oh, I love this for you. I've been here. I love this for you. This is so cool. This is so cool for you. All right, you beautiful people. I do have somebody else that does require a specific thing here. Hold on one second. All right, Miss Jessie M. Let's see where we can begin for you, girl. All right. No, I love you so much. You know, this is that divine flow. You know, it really is. It really is. What's a little hyoka behind, you know, just a little hyoka behind the message. It's all right. Jessie M. Hold on, they're giving me a couple things here. Thank you. There's a buildup in the solar plexus and a buildup in the heart chakra. Let me get into this deeper vibration of what it is here. So there's this buildup of energy, and I'm not saying it's heavy energy. I'm just saying this buildup. It's like every day you feel a little bit more in this space. You feel a little bit more intently. You feel a little bit more intuitively. You feel a little bit more like you need to go, like you need to do something, like, but you just don't know what this process is yet. Okay? Hold on. Because you're getting to this soul growth where this soul is like, I gotta do something, and I know I need to do something different, but I have this feeling, but I don't know what that feeling and vibration connects to yet. The letter S keeps coming up for you too. Because they've literally had me draw S here. So there's this traveling back and forth that you're doing, and it's not within oneself. This is physical back and forth here. I'm moving, okay? I'm moving in a linear line. I'm not moving to a higher timeline. Okay, I'm trying to understand the distorted vibration that's kind of behind you in this layer here, because there's this energy of something holding on to you. Now, I don't know if that's coming into the self vibration, or if this vibration is coming outside of the triosphere and using that energy to diminish some type of vibration within this place here. Between the third eye, the throat, the heart, and the solar plexus, you have a lot of activations that are going on right now. The heart wants something, but the soul is leading in a different way. Okay, so the heart wants something, but the solar plexus is pulling in an opposite direction right now. Because my heart is open for this, my heart wants this, but yet my solar plexus is pulling me in a different direction. This feeling in the heart space is a similar vibration that has taken place before. And I don't know if this is because there is somebody like, quote unquote, at your door, like there is a physical person that you have pulled into your reality, and this is a part of that. Or if this is an energy where this is coming up here for you bodily, because there is a transition here that is taking place within your own prism. This has been a place of boredom for you here too, because you're to be cultivating something, but you can't figure out what this seeing vibration is. I am not allowed to speak on that here too at this moment in this place with you. Reach out to me via phone at the business line, and I will communicate with you on a higher timeline. There is this place of this energy that I feel like I just can't get out of this energy to open this up, and it is a vibration of a feeling here. And whatever this distortion is that is clinging to your vibration is trying to pull you into this energy of, my heart feels like it should go here, but my soul feels like it would go here. And therefore it's causing confusion in your own identity. And they're telling me, go with the soul, go with where your soul is telling you to go, because this heart's vibration right now is misleading based upon some type of illusionary thought or vibration that's going on here in the matrix of the mind. So wherever the soul is pulling you is where you need to listen and vibrate to. This heart space is like wanting to go this direction, but it's not a mirrored reflection that is going to be beneficial to me. It's this soul. This soul is opening up to you to the extremes. There's going to be also hawk and falcon vibration that continue to communicate to you while you're traveling, to show you that you are on the right path and that they're looking out ahead of you as well. Okay, Jess? So that is another vibration that's coming through as well for you. Just so you know. All right. Give me a second, Jess. Because your soul's not at rest. Your soul's not at rest because there's something that your heart feels like it's left, but yet your soul knows best. That's the best way I can describe this vibration to you right now. There's a loop that you are moving through, and this loop this month is that breakthrough for you. So they're giving me the figure 8. Number sequences that are coming up in your plate are like let's say you'll have like 2212. You're going to see a 1 or a 0, but it's going to be like the two numbers and then the 0 or the 1, and then the ending number is going to be the same. So you're going to see 3303, 3313, 2212, 5515. Those are all energies that are showing you it is the ouroboros, the ending and the new beginning happening simultaneous for you. So there's a big pull away here that you're doing, but they're going like this in two opposite directions, and my solar plexus wants to go to the right while my heart wants to go to the left, and that's causing a doubt here. But go with where your soul's pulling you to go. It's like, go this way. It's like this my heart wants me to go this way because this is something familiar that my soul knows, but it's like making my heart want to go that way, but I'm not supposed to go that way. I'm supposed to go this way. Okay. Thank you, all of you beautiful people, for being here with me today. I greatly appreciate you. If you